はい、どうもこんばんは。というわけで、ダンジョンズ4ですね。ダンジョンを作っていくリアルタイムストラテジーですが、すでに4作目ということでね。相当昔からあるタイプのゲームですね、これはね。
The last stand. Tanya set about destroying the last
キャン
remaining
ペーン
heroes.
が多分チュート
Amongst
リアル
others,
で
her
しょう。
stepbrother Tristan.
リアルタイムストラテジー自体かなり久しぶりにやるんで
Well, you know the
ね。
rest. The absolute evil had, in the fabulous predecessor to this game, taken over the entire overworld with its creatures. Now it's spent its time on debauched parties and... Wait a minute. The entire overworld? No! One small village of indomitable heroes still held out against the invaders. The unamused evil was beside itself with rage. But all this was about to change once and for all, because the remote control evil sent its most vicious general into the field, the dark elf Talia. Talia, also known from the fabulous predecessor, came back from her vacation in a thoroughly good mood. Before that, she had defeated her foster father, the paladin Thanos. This fact is important to note. For this last remaining village of heroes was protected by none other than Tristan, foster son of Thanos and Talia's stepbrother. This proud warrior in shining, his handsome heroic chest accentuating armor, was the last glimmer of hope for the forces of good. Talia, who had fully embraced the dark side, couldn't wait to really kick her stepbrother's ass. And so our story begins. The last defenders of good were fighting for their survival. This seemed to be the perfect time for Tristan to make his appearance.
My brothers, in your eyes I see the same fear that would lead me to despair. The day may come when the courage of true heroes is extinguished, when we abandon our companions and all bonds of friendship are broken. But that day is still far off. Stand fast, heroes of the West!
And with those familiar sounding words, Tristan charged into battle to the cheers of his men. The heroes of good had managed to capture some of the evil creatures. Nevertheless, it was more than questionable whether a few minor victories and a brilliant speech could do anything against the absolute evil's armies. A storm of darkness and gloom descended, heralding the arrival of Talia, the absolute evil's general. This entrance not only panicked the defenders of good, but also seemed to strengthen the creatures of evil.
Hey, I'm back! Time to kick a little hero butt. Forward, creatures! Show me what you can do! Punch 'em smack dab in the mouth! Smash 'em in the face! Oh, and just as a precaution, get me my handbook of worn-out third-rate catchphrases. Ha-ha! If my eyes don't deceive me, that's my stupid stepbrother Tristan over there too, just waiting for me to lovingly put his head on a spear. Ha! Today is gonna be a good day.
Talia seemed to be very sure of victory. Some might find this puzzling.
Narration
As it was the beginning of a
もメタ的だ。
long new campaign. But okay, maybe the rest of the missions are nothing but a string of debauched victory celebrations. Who knows?
WASD でカメラ移動、左クリックユニット選択、右クリック選択したユニットの移動または攻撃を指定する。左クリック長押しで範囲を選択、タリアを選択すると。F1 で直接もできると。 右クリックで移動。
pitiful opponents.
これで
I'm
攻撃
gonna
ね。
massacre you. If I can just remember how that works again.
Fortunately, Talia's instincts took over at this point, something
What a
which
pro
one of the
gamer.
pro gamers often refer to as auto-attack. Talia also remembered that she had a few skills that she could invoke whenever she felt like it.
Oh, right. Boom. That's how it's done.
完全に理解したって今日スターレールでも見たな。
Talia's mighty storm once again stood at her disposal.
ミッション専用アクション。タリアの魔法発動。
Once again, Talia's fury descended to plunge the land into blackness.
Hey, did someone actually cage my subordinates? Ah, forget that. I'm the only one who's allowed to do that. Time to bust these things open. Pulverize them. Nuke 'em.
Your creatures have destroyed a cage. Talia had freed all the creatures. Not to be outdone by her stepbrother,
こ
she
の
too
ス
gave
キ
a
ル
brilliant
は、
speech.
あ、これは自動か。
Sure. Creatures, time to punch the do-gooders right in the kisser. Forward! Punch them in the face, kick them in the shins, break their belt buckles so they trip on their pants.
Yes. Very inspiring.
これが仲間ユニット。どっち？こっちか。はい、ミニマップによるとこっち。
Hasta la vista, hero boy.
さらに部下が増える。
Talia had reached the center of battle. With another brilliant speech, she goaded her creatures on one more time.
Another speech? Oh. Ding dong, the hero's dead. That okay?
Honestly, I don't know if I can work with you like this. After Talia's words, the creatures surged forward and flocked to their linguistically under-talented leader, or would like to, but the defenses on the left and right flanks made progress impossible. Talia had
も
to
う早
destroy
速
them in
混
order to
沌とし
receive
て
further
るな。
support.
リアルタイムストラテジーって本当めっちゃ忙しいゲームなんですよね。こういうところですら細かく上手い人になると細かく動かすんでしょうけど、まあ私はなかなかそれは難しいです。
The hero's left defensive flank could no longer withstand the breaching evil's creatures. The hero's defense collapsed on the right flank. The monstrous evil's creatures flocked to Talia.
Excellent. I can always use more cannon fodder. I mean, loyal subordinates.
こいつらも仲間ね。あっちか。こっちはもうなんもないわ。 すごいユニットの数。
And another one for the Grim Reaper. Or Grim Reaperess, I'm not picky.
蹂躙してますね。
Talia, stepsister, you dare to show your face here after killing our foster father?
Yeah. Is that a trick question? You can see I'm here. Thanos deserved what he got. And I thought to myself, hey, like father, like son.
You will pay for your deeds, sister. The light will
す
protect
ごい
you.
力だな。
Talia once again summoned her fury.
クリスタ硬い。強いな。
Sister, turn from evil and come back to the side of good. See the power of light.
With these words, Tristan was bathed in a golden light that seemed to protect
永
him.
遠のポー
As
タ
if
ル、
that were
こ
not
の
troublesome
これ
enough,
か。
a number of magical portals opened at the same
頑張れ
time.
タリアちゃん、実績。
As if this wasn't dragging on way too long already. Can't we just jump straight to the point where I greedily take over the world? Forward, creatures! Smash the portals! Flatten that magic junk! Pull the plug!
My brothers! In your eyes, I see the same fear that would lead me to despair. The day may come when the courage of true heroes is extinguished. When we abandon our companions and all bonds of friendship are broken. But that day is still far off. Stand fast! Heroes of the West!
Oh, didn't you spout that same bullshit earlier? In exactly the same words.
No, not at all. I am known for my brilliant
ダメだこの
speeches.
兄弟。
Stepsister,
I seem to remember that whenever you were supposed to speak in front of the class, we had to get a mark.
you'll pay for that. Onward, faithful! Destroy the evil!
はい、ポータルもうすぐ破壊か。とりあえずこの段階ではユニットの動かし方だけって感じです
All the
ね。
magical portals had been destroyed, and with them, Tristan's shield went up in smoke.
That's the way I like it. Now, where were we? Oh, yeah. I was just about to kick my stepbrother's butt.
ああ、クリーチャーにもみんな名前がついてんだ。
It doesn't have to end this way. Join me. Together we can still save the world.
Oh, can't you just die and spare us all the embarrassing melodrama?
Talia, this isn't the end. We'll meet again.
戦略的撤退だ。
With these words, Tristan quickly created a portal and threw himself through it with the last of his strength. The portal closed again behind him.
Treachery, fraud, cheater! This was supposed to be my victory! And what the hell kind of glove is that anyway? Looks to me like game design forgot to balance the thing properly.
Maybe the people in charge were still too captivated by your great speech. It brought tears to my eyes,
Saving.
too. However, not of emotion.
As if the bird brains these evil creatures have needed
語彙力
grand
が死んでる
speeches.
この
A
兄
few
弟。
skulls to bash in, and the social calendar for the evening is filled.
Well, each to their own. But apparently, Tristan had suffered a mishap, as the aforementioned magic glove still lay in the place where it was last used. It would seem that he had accidentally lost it.
Wonderful. This thing is just what I need. Très chic. I'll just grab that right away.
And so our story begins.
はい、オープニングが終了ですね。実 実績の名前が英雄大勝利希望の未来へ。
Tristan had managed to give Talia the slip, but she had been able to capture his magic glove. The Gauntlet of Finitude, a fabled artifact. Unfortunately, UI overlays don't work in cutscenes, so Talia couldn't read just exactly what the glove did. Nevertheless, she proudly presented it to the Absolute Evil in its form as the Dungeon Lord. And so misfortune took its course, because at the same time, Talia wanted to demonstrate how loudly she could snap her fingers. But this snap, which would go down in the history books as the Dungeon Lord snap, unleashed horrific forces that were discharged into the Dungeon Lord himself. As Talia rose to her feet, the gauntlet had disappeared, and the Dungeon Lord lay dying. Viewers often began to cry at this point, because it made them think back to the last really good superhero movie. Talia mourned for about 5 seconds. Talia had shattered the realms of good and served them onto the absolute evil on a silver platter, while it had actually done nothing at all. So Talia now became the absolute ruler. She had no clue about how to rule, but more than made up for it with hubris and consistently ignoring glaring problems. In addition, she surrounded herself with a staff of incompetent advisors. What could possibly go wrong? 10 minutes later, Tristan had captured Talia, locked her in a cage, and put the armies of absolute evil to flight.
10 minutes later って言ったから10分で終わったの。
We'll tell you how the story continues in overpriced microtransaction bytes. Oh, wait, wrong script. That's a different developer. Hang in there, I've almost got it.
一番家が相当遊んで
While
るな、これ
Talia
は。
was ignominiously taken away, the unused essence of absolute evil continued to float through the ether. It wasn't about to admit defeat that easily, but for evil to triumph once again, it needed Talia back, for better or for worse. And so the swirling essence of absolute evil set about commanding the perplexed-looking chaotic hordes and freeing Talia. Hammer time! Round 2. The essence of absolute evil held...
Tristan! Let me out of this damned cage, you stupid little good elf.
ひどい、
Otherwise,
ひどい出
I'll
来そう
have
だ
a
な、こ
hard
れは。
time wringing your scrawny neck. What the hell do you want from me anyway?
Talia, stepsister, your deplorable deeds must not go unpunished. You have slain our foster father Thanos, a blasphemous affront to our goddess, whom you, to top it all off, have also slain. But we will have plenty of time to argue on our journey. I am here for the stone. Brynhild, if you please.
You know you can, you little cutie. Oi! Go on, you lazy lot. Get that destroyer of worlds class hammer going.
Talia had been captured. Only the bubbling around the place essence of absolute evil could save her. It was amusing to leave Talia in the clutches of her brother. But on the other hand, without her help, the shapeless evil would probably just roam the countryside as a disembodied something or other, and at best be hired for third-rate horror movies. Fortunately, a forgotten dungeon heart lying in the underground could quickly be reactivated. Together with the creatures of the Horde, it would be easy to smash the do-gooder heroes there to smithereens. The wafting evil had to get rid of that dwarven contraption on the overworld.
5×5 以上の広さの穴を選択してチビが掘るまで
The
退
dungeon heart. It was therefore necessary to build a mighty dungeon, or rather, to have one built, because as a wafting essence, the disembodied evil could not do much itself.
よし、ほれ。ここもやって、これで 5×5 ですね。金がザックザク。こっちがゴールド100で、ここが金鉱脈か。なるほどね。取れないのかこれ。ダンジョンの研究レベルを1まで上げる。金庫はゴールドを保管する。金庫なので金脈が礼拝にキャンセルすることが多い。なるほど。はい。これは建設、トラップ、クリーチャー、舞台、研究とか。これが金庫。金庫を選択して、UX で金を秒で溶かすダークロード。5×5 以上の穴を選択してチビが掘るまで待機。
Payday. Creatures are collecting their pay.
Payday. 最大貯蔵量も満タンですね。七面鳥農場を作る。まあ食事ってことですか。七面鳥農場、これね。はい。で、ここを農場にする。
Loving evil had built a gobbler farm. Here, delicious gobblers were raised to serve as food for the horde.
King はいっぱい。モンスターのアジトはこれか。モンスターでモンスターのアジトを研究。まあここ食料に金庫と。 ダークエネルギー、マナ。チビたちがせっせと働いてますね。よし、これができたので、モンスターのアジトをここに作ると。
The sheltering evil had built a hideout for the horde's creatures. These could henceforth build themselves a place
こ
to
れがア
rest
ジト
there.
ね。はい、ラミアの研究レベルを1まで上げる。治癒能力がある。多くね。まあ、基本的な歩兵ユニットって感じですね。ラミアを雇用する。
The army-raising evil had recruited its first creature, a bit underwhelming considering that it was sitting on the throne of the gods a short time ago. But fresh starts are never easy. The evilest evil could use the hand of terror, not only to intervene, but also to lend
お
its
い、エ
little
ルト
snots
コンとか
if
ね、
it
猪木ネ
persuaded
タじゃ
it
ね
by
えか。
giving them a spirited slap.
右クリックでチビに拾って打
The
ち。
attitude adjusting evil had struck one of its little snots. Frightened, the creature squealed. The detestable evil had earned some delicious evilness. Excellent things could be done with it, such as exploring new stuff. However, first, a place had to be found where the evilness could be stored. The absolute evil quickly built a vault of evilness.
ダークエネルギー貯蔵庫を作ると。研究ですね。これだな、ダークエネルギー貯蔵庫。はい。
Ding dong! It's payday!
ペイデー給料日が来て、あれが破壊対象ね。ダークエネルギー貯蔵庫を建設。面長というにはちょっと色がどうなんだろう。
The glamorous evil had built a vault of evilness. This allowed it to henceforth store evilness and use it. And
Oi! No need to sit around there, Liz. When we could be picking up a little
攻めてくる。
here, eh? On you go, lads. Grab the nearest gold vein.
Sooner or later, the greedy dwarves would dig their way into the dungeon. The perfidious evil used a workshop to prepare traps to stop the gold-stealing dwarves in their tracks.
ダンジョンの研究レベルを2に上げる。そして作業部屋。作業部屋ここに作る。
Technological progress has almost always been a fine thing. Further research could not only make new units or rooms available, but also increase the maximum number of little snots or creatures. The hard work allowing evil had built a tinkerer's cave. Here, little snots could use the work units to make toolboxes, which were needed for the more extravagant dungeon accoutrements.
したら今製造中ですね。はい、ゲットラップ。チビがブロックを3つ作るまで待つ。ハムスターの回し車みたいな。ああ、一つできた。すごい叩きつけるね。2つ目、あと1個だな。ダンジョンの緊急レベルを3に上げて、研究内容、次はノーム。どれだ？あ、これか。で、ノーム。クリーチャーを雇用する。ゴブリン。お金が足りない。トラップでトゲトラップ。トゲトラップ。
It's payday. The cunning evil had placed the first traps. This would make it much harder for the greedy dwarves to steal the gold from the treasury or even destroy the dungeon heart itself.
クリーチャーの雇用、研究が必要。これで全部2体ずつ8体クリーチャーを雇用しました。なるほど、3つやんならこのまとめるならトゲトゲトラップ通常置いた方がいいんだ。おや、クリーチャーの皆さん。
Dwarves had opened a passage into the dungeon. The little snots immediately executed Order 67, as they had been instructed to do by Talia in such a case, which meant that they ran through the dungeon with their arms flapping wildly. At the same time, they opened the secret trap cache, so that the tricky evil
普通でダンジョン内すべてのクリーチャーをつかめると。
Did you little honeybuds forget your little baby bottles? Or how did you manage to lose to a bunch of lousy orcs? But fine, we still have some reinforcements here. Reinforcements? Attack!
Obviously, the danger from the dwarves had not yet been neutralized. Luckily, the little snots had made a few traps in their spare time, and they were only too happy to make available to the all-consuming evil.
はい、トラップ。
The little snot's trap glittered and gleamed. Soon, gold-hungry dwarves would be biting their teeth out on it as they unknowingly fast-tracked for a quick demise.
トラップたくさん作んないといけないね。
The dungeon heart is being attacked.
ダンジョンハートが攻撃されちゃってますが。 こっちから攻めるべきですか。
It's payday.
お金が足りない。 から奪うのがいいか。思ったら攻められてる。金鉱脈がたっぷりありますね。これでお金の問題はいいとして、
Dwarves continue to spread throughout the underground.
モンスターのレベルアップもしたいところですね。こうなると。
A new area of the dungeon has been discovered.
トラップあと3つ作れというお達し。じゃあトラップを追加で1、2、3。クリーチャーたちは大丈夫そうですね。
The dwarves were defeated for the time being. Satisfied, the essence of absolute evil rubbed something together that could perhaps pass for two hands together. The all-destroying evil had conquered the exit. This left the way to the surface open for its troops.
右クリックで恐怖の手が持っているクリーチャーオブジェクトを投げ捨てる。長押しで全て投げ捨てる。はいはい。地上世界へ進行せよ。
The absolute evil's creatures blinked a little as they stepped into
はい
the
はい。
glaring
これ
light
で
of
地
the
上
sun.
に。
Finally, they could
左が
make
地上の
their way
ミ
to
ニ
the
マップ
boring
と。
corridors of the dungeon, but also to the lush green meadows of the overworld.
はい、クリーチャーを増やす。
A gold vein is almost exhausted.
リーチャーは現状10体が限界と。
The horrific evil had destroyed a camp in the overworld. The defeated heroes ran away crying and tried to entrench themselves behind even higher walls.
ああ、なるほど。外だと手が使えないわけね。なるほど、なるほど。
You have destroyed a cage.
はい、さらにこれで部隊が強くなって、ここには特に捕まってるクリーチャーはおらず。
The vile evil had destroyed another of the heroes' camps. Screaming at the top of their voices, the survivors took to their heels.
ボイス引っかかってる。一旦帰らせる。一旦帰ってからまた進行すればいいでしょう。食料を確保。はい、休憩疲労度が 20% っていうことか。みんな休んでる。で、食事に行こうと。
It's payday.
給料日。 は攻めますか。ここで部隊の補給ができそうです。
Your creatures have destroyed a cage.
なんかタンクが近代的なタンクがありますね。
I have to protect the blueprints, Snookums. Otherwise, the orcs will eventually end up building some decent machinery here. Well then, keep your chin up, Toodles.
Brynhild, what are you doing? I thought your dwarves could easily handle a few orcs.
Problems, brother mine? Oh, what a shame. I had actually already planned on making myself a tea set out of dwarf skulls.
Talia, your evilness truly knows no bounds. These dwarves are part of the Alliance of Good. You were also once part of that alliance.
プリーステスメイジ、プリーステスだけどめちゃくちゃ攻撃してくるな。
The path to the dwarves' oversized hammer lay open. The trembling heroes prepared themselves for the final battle.
まあ体力は落ちそう。はい。ミッションコンプリートですね、これで。
Went up in flames, which was rather odd, as the creatures had only been hitting the thing with their weapons. But fine, perhaps horde weapons were made of flint. Yet the distraction provided by the dwarven intervention had shifted the destruction-loving evil's focus long enough for Talia and her stepbrother Tristan to disappear into the distance. With an imaginary sigh, the staggering evil took one last look around before setting off in pursuit. The path led to the Hellwoods, an eerie place claimed by the demonic creatures of the underworld.
作ったトラップ12。なるほどね。
The Hellwoods. Talia was taken ever deeper into the lands by her stepbrother Tristan. They passed Hammer time. Round
ト
two.
ラップで英雄
The
10人
essence
を
of
倒す、そんなの
absolute
もあ
evil.
んのか。
The Hellwoods. Talia was taken ever deeper. The Hellwoods. Talia was taken ever deeper into the lands
魔
by her
法ア
stepbrother
ル
Tristan.
カニウムの
They
効
passed
率。
through the Hellwoods, a
なるほ
hotbed
ど
of
ね。
demons.
いろいろありますね。まあ、とりあえず今日は味見程度でこれくらいで終わりにしますかね。お疲れ様でした。